Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So in this one, we're going to be going over a quick Firebase Z Easter egg tutorial. Let's get right into it. So, again, you're going to have Power and Pack-a-Punch on. So, I'm assuming you guys already know how to do that. It's pretty self-explanatory. Power and Pack on. Then you're going to want to talk to Peck. Once you talk to him, he's going to basically betray you, and you're going to have to go back to spawn and talk to Ravenov. Once you talk to Ravenov, he'll give you an ID. Pick that up. You need to bring that ID to 3 lockers across the map. The locker locations are in Spawn, Engineering, and the Colonel's office. So you walk up to each of these 3 lockers, interact with them with the ID, you'll get a canister from inside of it, pick that up. You can need to bring all 3 canisters to the medical tent in the barracks sort of area. So you put all the canisters there, combine them, bunch of dogs will spawn. Be careful about that, kill the dogs. Then you interact with the little canisters again, and then you interact with it again for the 3rd time. Pick up this kind of gas tube. You take this gas tube to the vent above where Peck is, and you'll kind of gas him out. You walk down there, and you'll see he starts getting crazy and loopy as the gas is affecting him. This kind of takes a while. He talks for quite a while, so while this is going on, I recommend you go and build the Ray K, as you will absolutely need it for this Easter egg. The Ray K is required. Or you can go and upgrade, do whatever you might do, or just simply watch it. Now, once he says the dialogue line Brandy, and now I'll say this as a quick aside, I recommend everyone turns on subtitles. They're very useful for future steps in this Easter egg. But, however, back to this step, once he says the line Brandy, you're going to have to go back to where he is, as you'll need to interact with him once more, to talk to him once more, I should say, in order for Weaver to command him to, help them free Samantha. So, at this point, you have to go to the data center, and Peck will tell you that there's an object you need to get there. And the object is the Essence Trap. So with this Essence Trap, you need to trap 3 mimics. Now, there's a lot of misinformation online. There's a lot of people who are really confused about how this step works. There's a lot of speculation. I'm going to show you exactly what I did in my game, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I did. And if you replicate this process, I'm sure you'll be able to get through this step. It's a little bit frustrating, but once you get through this step, it's smooth sailing for the rest of this. So, trap 3 mimics in 3 locations. The first being in the science quarters in Spawn. And now I would absolutely do these in order, okay? So you're going to want to start with the science quarters in Spawn, trap a mimic there, and then you're going to want to trap a mimic in the Colonel's office, and then in the planning office. Now, these mimics all have to be low health. Pokemon style, you can't capture them when they're full health, medium health. They have to be pretty low health. So I recommend you have a weapon that doesn't do very much damage. For some of these clips, I'm using the Magnums. And then so you can lower his health quite a bit, or you could try to knife him too to lower his health. So once his health is lowered and you've captured him at the science quarters, the Colonel's office, and the planning office, each time you capture one, you go ahead and you bring it back to the data center and you scan for the memory. And you do that at all 3 locations. Now, sometimes you're not going to get it on your first try. If you do science quarters and you don't get the memory that you need, Weaver will tell you that wasn't the right memory, and then you'll have to go do it again. I would continue to sit and spawn and wait and wait and wait until you get another mimic and do the exact same thing with this multiple mimics. 2, 3, 4, 5, however many mimics it takes in order to get this successfully. For me, it was about no more than 3, 4, 5 mimics in each location. Sometimes there's even only 1 or 2. So, I don't really think it'll be too difficult as long as you follow these steps. Alright, so the scientist's memories you're going to want to get. Now, this is another step where subtitles on is very important. You're going to want to get, I forget what his name is, like Slozikov or, whatever. Begins with an S, ends with an OV. Very easy to spot if you have subtitles on. He's one memory you need to get. I always get him from science quarters. Then in the Colonel's office, you're always going to get Nabeen, or, his name's something like that. He's always going to be from the Colonel's office, and you need him. And then planning office, you should get the last one, which is Brahms. It doesn't matter, as long as you get those 3 guys. If you don't get them at the exact same location I'm telling you, then it's fine. If you get Brahms at science quarters, for example, I doubt that would happen. But in the event that it does, that's fine. You just need those 3 names to be, collected as a memory. Once you have all 3 collected, you'll get the Weaver will talk to you about that you're successful and you've done everything correctly, and a floppy disk will come out of the data center where you were picking up the essence traps. You take that floppy disk and you go and bring it to the computer in the planning offices, and then go to the OPC, or the dome. And I'll continue to refer to the OPC as the dome for the rest of this game for anyone who's confused. So you go to the dome or the OPC, and you wait there for a minute, and Peck will tell you that you need to do some dig sites, you need to do some stuff for him. So what you need to do is first is get the shovel. The shovel is located in the scorched defense area, and this shovel can be gotten at any time in the game, not necessarily a step. You can get this as soon as you open up the scorched defense area. Hey guys, as I'm going back and editing this video, I just realized I forgot a small step here, so you do have to talk to Peck to get him to start talking, and you do have to grab this thing out of the lockers next to him to start the dig site step. And you have to go and shovel 3 dig sites. One at the engineering, and then when you shovel that dig site, it'll spawn a canister. Now, the trick for this is you have to look into there's going to be multiple canisters around this engineering area. And you have to look into the canisters and look for pure white energy in the dead center. Most canisters are going to have white energy with this black cloud around them. It's kind of hard to spot. Those are wrong, bad canisters. If you interact with those, it's going to spawn a ton of mimics. It's going to be very annoying. You don't want to do that. So what you want to do is take your time and find the canister that is just pure white in the dead center. Interact with it. You'll pick up the canister, and you can go ahead and bring that to the ether reactor next to you and place it in there. And now the ether reactor, just to jog everyone's memory, this is where you interacted to turn on power in the beginning of the game. So you put it at the ether reactor. And as you can guess, there's 2 more of these canisters for the other 2 ether reactors. So the next dig site is going to be in the jungle defense area. You just interact with this dig site here, and you have to protect this canister. In my gameplay here, I actually failed the first time. All I had to do was end the round and go back and try again. However, you sit here, you kill zombies. I recommend you go down to 1 zombie left in the round and kind of keep it alive in there as you're killing the zombies that are spawned to attack you while you're protecting the canister. So once you finish protecting the canister, you can go pick it up and again put it back at the ether reactor. Then the third step, the third dig site I should say, is going to be in the medical tent. You're going to want to go to this. For this step, you absolutely need the Ray K to be done. This is the only step in the Easter egg that requires the Ray K84 to be ready, so this is the reason you need to have it. And for this step, if you do not know how to build the Ray K or get the Ray K, there is a guide linked in the description below on my tutorial, my small 5-minute guide on how to build the Ray K84. However, there's other ways you can get it, such as from the mystery box or getting a legendary reward from your trial. So, once you have the Ray K84 and you interact with this dig site here, there's going to be this small little canister. It's going to fly around the area, around the 2 barracks tents and the medical field tent. You need to shoot it with your charged shot to slow it down, and then you pick it up and put it back in the ether reactor. Now, if anyone's confused about the charge shot, on consoles, I believe it's up on the D-pad, and on PC, it's the B button to pull out the charged shot or the grenade launcher shot. Once you've done that, and you have all 3 canisters all placed at the 3 ether reactors, you go back to the OPC, or the dome, and then Peck will give you a dialogue where he betrays you, and you have to wait for Weaver to talk. This will take you about, anywhere between 15 and 30 seconds. So if it seems like an unusually long amount of time, that's fine. Just wait for it. Then Weaver will start talking, and him and Agent Carter will kind of devise their plan. And now, if you're playing with more than 1 person, this is where I recommend that you have 1 guy train the zombie away as you do this. If you're playing solo like I am, I had to kill the zombie. But, that is what it is. So all you do is interact with this computer, and you use the provided directional pads. So whether it's, whatever it gives to you, for me, it was R, Q, and then mouse 4 and 5, and you direct the small blue dot to the top leftmost star. You'll know you've done this correctly when, if you look in the bottom right, there's a question mark. That's what you're looking for. Once you have the blue dot over the star and you see the question mark in the bottom right, you press your use button to align, and then you can go outside and you'll see this really cool little thing happening where this red beam of energy is going into the satellite, and it's going out to the power locations across the map, powering them up. At this point, you then go back to the OPC, or the dome, and you interact with the computer up there, and you'll instantly get a black screen and go to the cutscene. So don't worry if you have this black screen for more than 15, 20, 30 seconds. That's fine. Some people have that. Your game isn't going to crash. During this cutscene, you'll just see Samantha talking, and then eventually when the cutscene ends, you have to fight the boss. Now, my recommendation for fighting the boss is that you do not use close-range weapons. I know everyone is using the Howler, including me. It's one of the best guns in the game right now. However, you're going to want a secondary weapon. So either the Ray K84 would be a great option, or any typical AR, DMR, LMG, whatever it might be. Those will all work fine. You just sit back from a range and shoot this boss. If you get too close, he'll one-shot you and instantly down you. Even if you have Jug, instantly down you. So, you don't want to get too close to him at all. This guy's not too hard to kill. Just keep shooting him. When he's dead, the cutscene will start instantly. And that's it. And you've beaten the Easter egg when the second cutscene plays, and you'll get instantly kicked out of the game. Once the Easter egg's over, the game ends. And that's all. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. That has been this Easter egg tutorial. I love making Easter egg tutorials. I'm gonna plan on doing them for the rest of the Cold War Zombies maps, in addition to any side Easter eggs for Firebase Z and any other Easter eggs for any other maps. I might even go back and do the old Zombies maps. I'm a huge Zombies fan. All right, guys. So if you want some more of that content, stay tuned. Definitely subscribe. Stick around. I'd really appreciate it. And you know what? I'll even tease you guys something. Just like I did for Die Machine, I think I'm going to upload a speed run on this YouTube channel. I'm going to give an opportunity for the speed run. Currently, I'm around 30th in the world for the speed run, the glitched speed run on Die Machine. So, that's a decent record. I was in the top 10 or so when Die Machine first came out. So maybe I'll try to hit something like that for Firebase. Anyway, appreciate you guys sticking around. Appreciate you guys watching the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Remember, there's nothing so broken that it cannot be fixed.
Sam, are you okay?
I'm ready to come in, Leader. We have a lot to talk about.
Finally! Could you have taken any longer to get here?
You were smart to transmit your research. You demonstrated loyalty to an extent.
To an extent? What more do you want? Just wait until we get back to Moscow. We'll see what the Colonel thinks about this.
Really? Do you really want to know what I think? I want to see a demonstration of your commitment to Omega. Tell me, Doctor, which is your